Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I talk about fragrance, skincare, fashion, and the finer things in life. And today, we are talking about Kilian Love, Don't Be Shy. So I have the original Love and the new flanker, Don't Be Shy Extreme, in front of me right now. And we're gonna review these fragrances. But what does Kilian say? Don't be shy, love. That's what I did. So I'm going to divide this video into two parts, and in the first part we're going to talk about love, relationships, and in the second part we're going to be reviewing these two fragrances. And if you have any specific questions in your mind regarding the new flanker Extreme, I think this video is for you. So what are you going to do? You're going to grab a drink if you're feeling thirsty. If you're feeling a little hungry, you're going to go grab a snack. Today we're talking about love. So go grab your boyfriend or girlfriend, husband, wife. If you have a friend with benefits, why not let him or her join? Or if you're at the end of a one night stand and if there's an awkward situation going on, hey, I'm here. You turn my video on, relax, sit back, and come find me here, and let's talk about love. Alright, so today we are talking about love. Uh, when the Extreme Flanker came out, I blind bought it, and then I am actually doing right now a video comparing these two, original Love and the Flanker, and then which one do I like better, what are the differences, if any. So I was trying them for the last 2 months, and then every time I spray one, I'm seeing the this plate here and saying Love by Kilian, Love by Kilian. And as a side note, I think Kilian does a great job naming the his fragrances. So every time I spray one of these bottles, it just made me analyze love actually, and what I'm going through in my personal life. So 2 weeks ago, or 10 days ago, we talked about Les Exclusives de Chanel, and in that video we talked about the fact that Chanel is a signature scent, that soul scent, or the one and only scent. And then many people just use Chanel for the rest of their lives. And then I said maybe there's not like that one and only fragrance or the one and only love, the greatest love. It's just that there is a specific soul fragrance or a specific soulmate that we, us as human beings, choose at a given time frame in our life. And as the time changes or time evolves, that time frame shifts, and then in the new time frame, no matter how long the period is, there can be another signature scent, soul scent, or soulmate, or the one and only love. So it's more like a fluid, it's more like ever changing. And I came to realize that I cannot really label anything in my life anymore as signature, the one and only, that's it, the greatest, and this is my holy grail scent that I'm gonna be spraying for the rest of my life. It's more like an change. It fluctuates and it changes according to how I change and how I evolve. So this is one thing that was on my mind. The second thing was, when I started this YouTube channel, I opened an accompanying Instagram account and I made friends over there. And then, I started to exchange their thoughts and feelings, their relationships, their divorces, how they handle their relationships with other people, how do they feel, or when they were married, what were their experiences, and if they are divorced, what led to that divorce, and what have they felt inside over the process of this whole relationship union and the dissolution. And then we had very genuine, candid conversations, and then we exchanged ideas. And then I also have another set of friends that I have known for many many years, and then some of them are mothers and they are married, and they love their kids. Some of them are married but they don't have kids and they are still in a union, and then love is the connecting theme. So we're always changing ideas, we are sharing our experiences, and we always, try to analyze and better ourselves in a sense. So, and it's just that, this, like, a couple of weeks here and there, I came to realize that, some songs on my Spotify was like, more love theme, like the ballad, and they made me think more. And then, I looked at my own relationship with my husband Justin, and then, I also remembered a book I read long time ago. I can't read anymore. It's just that I was a good reader, and then that book was Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar, and in that book there's one quote, and it says, um, she says, if you love her, you'll love somebody else someday. So this might, feel simple at first, but it is just so actually deep in a sense that it just relates love to a talent. It's like a human talent, and maybe some of us have it, and then, maybe all of us have it by birth, but the degrees of that talent is different. Maybe some talents are tremendous, some are like still in progress, and the other ones are below average. And then, this has always been in my mind, this kind of like made an impact in my thinking. And then when I looked at my marriage over, like, 7 years, there is an apparent love, but, I came to tell my husband that I always love you, but when I look at the current circumstances, I'm not in love with you. So I was all like kind of having mixed feelings and trying to analyze, what is love? Do we really love? So when I see my friend who is the mother, and then she says, oh, I'll die for my kid, it's just like that love is so strong and so tangible. And I asked myself, would I die for people that I say or like I believe to love? So that was a hard question actually, because there's my husband, my friends, my mother. And when I went hard on myself and tried to find an answer, something inside me said no. And I was like, wow, so why my love is feels less strong, or inferior to a love that a mother feels towards his or a father to his kid, daughter, son, or mother to her child. So I it was kind of like mind boggling. So I always think that, we humans kind of like at the very bottom line operate in an algorithm, and then that algorithm, being a biologist, I always think that, no matter what we go through, like sweaty sheets, desires, seduction, or like, when we wake up in the morning, the only thing our genetic code or genes want to do in their own world is to carry themselves over to the next generation. So actually, when like, this is how we operate without knowingly that, whatever that genetic code or genetic information or genes, they have their own mind, and all they want to do, they just want to go to the next generation. They want to evolve, they want to survive. So when a mother, a friend of mine, says that, she would die for her child, I thought that, what, there is a genetic code connection between those two people. So that kid has half of its code from the mother who says that, she would die for her kid. But when I looked at my relationships with my husband or mother, who is naturally older than me and then has a less chance of survival in the world, in the evolutionary scheme, or my friends, there is not that, a forward pushing connection. So this made me think that, when a mother says that, the love is so tangible, I would die for my kid, I think she is meaning that, she's gonna forego her own life to make sure that her genes actually survives in another human being. But whenever I looked at my relationships, I don't really have that evolutionary push or survival in the relationships where love theme is occurring. So I asked myself, What do I mean by I say I love you to someone, to my mother, to a husband or a friend? So this came to me as as time went by in my relationships. What I meant when I say this is actually an ever growing responsibility, When you meet someone, or when you get to know someone over years, it just starts out with like a small snowball of interaction, love, and responsibility. And as the time goes by, and as you just tip that snowball over an high hill, snowy mountain, it just like snowballs. That responsibility gets bigger and louder, and then the relationships inside gets more intricate. And at the end, when I say that, I love you, it's just that I means that, there is an undeniable responsibility that, that connects me to you. So that snowball of responsibility came all the way here in front of the camera with the two love bottles in front of me right now. So we're gonna be reviewing these fragrances, but I'm gonna put a timestamp here so you don't need to listen to me bullshitting about love. So this is a reminder for me that, hey Egemen, you're gonna put a timestamp, and we are gonna start reviewing these fragrances. So let me grab a sip here, and I'm not gonna shut up. I have more stories, and I was being so stupid about love. But this one, it's Kilian love. So actually, I owned this fragrance before. And when I started my channel, one of my first videos was about Kilian Good Girl Gone Bad and Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. And in that video, I talked about my frustration with Kilian and the longevity. And then I tried to, let go of the Kilian fragrances or sell them. I got rid of them, or I rehomed them, let's say, in a sugar-coated manner, and I only have now Kilian Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme, which I love a lot. I always wish that this had a performance of because this to me is very sexy, has one of the best lactonic notes on the market right now. It is so seductive, mouth-watering, drooling. It's just, you want to bite yourself, This is that kind of fragrance, and this lives a beautiful life on my skin, and I'm glad that I did not let go of this one. So after that, the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy Extreme Flanker came, and once I saw the Extreme, I blind bought it because I'm kind of positive towards Kilian and Extreme, and I liked it. So let's start by spraying this on my right side here. And I liked it, and I looked at the situation. Okay, I got rid of my old version, Kilian Love, and now I'm at a place in my life again, ever changing, love changing its frames, shifting gears, and I'm in love with this Love by Kilian Extreme Flanker because it's mysterious. It's still love, but it's like that marshmallowy feeling, and the addition of the rose makes it so mysterious, seductive. And then there is something in this fragrance that counterbalances the love sweetness, and according to Fragrantica, that's pomegranate. To be honest, when I smell this fragrance, I cannot really put my nose on that note and say this is pomegranate, but there is definitely an underlying force in the fragrance that counterbalances the love's extreme marshmallowy sweetness, and the addition of the rose, which is making this fragrance very jammy and syrupy. This is great. To me, this is a fragrance 24/7, 365. I did like it. And then this, she came to stay. It's right up there with my Rojas in my collection. I enjoy it a lot. And then I asked myself, where is the original love? Where is that original Love by Kilian, where the new bottle is white and the performance is iffy, but the older version used to have a better performance, and I ventured out and said, I need the old bottle. Yes, you did not hear me wrong. I was looking for a bottle that I actually let go of. So I ended up having the old version of Love with that, very dark liquid inside, which made me happy. And let's spray this here on my left arm here. So what is Love, original Love? There's like a fresh opening of white florals, maybe neroli most probably. And then as this dries down, it's getting white florals, and then also, of course, the Love signature sugary caramel marshmallow sweetness with that underlying muskiness and really slight, ever so fleeting animalic note. So to me, on my skin, here is Kilian. So you're drinking your soda on a beach, and then some soda spills on your arm, and then the liquid evaporates with the force of sunlight shining down on you. And on your skin, there's a scent which is uh, floral, but which is also very, like, sugary, but it's also like that burning sensation with the skin. There's also like the muskiness, kind of like animalic feeling, which I find very alluring and sexy actually. So I came to realize that actually I used to love. So I was so happy to have this one, and I've always wanted to order something from Russia. On eBay, whenever you go on eBay, there's like, Russian sellers with very cheap fragrances, and they claim everything you want to hear, like, sealed, whatever. And I found a bottle of original love, like this black presentation, totally sealed for $100. And I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna order this once and for all. I'm gonna risk it, and I'm gonna compare with this. So I'm still waiting for that. Apparently, it's flying over here from Russia, or I made to believe so. Well, I'll update you on that, but whenever it's here, or if it's here at all, I'm gonna compare them, I'm gonna judge them, because I know that this is an old version of Love, which is 100% original. So all in all, what I did actually, which is very absurd and awkward and kind of like stupid, I repurchased twice a bottle that I had sold before. But I'm not upset, because the more I use Love Original and Love Extreme, the more I love them. And you know what I did? I layered them. Can I tell you something? The resulting scent was so good. To me, they're all 24/7, 365 fragrances. These two both are. Many will say that, this is too heavy for summer. I beg to differ. Everyone for himself or self. It doesn't matter. But when I layered these two, it just creates the perfect balance. That, musky animalic, marshmallowy caramel sweetness of this with white flower cut through with the roses and the pomegranate, and then, sweetness is more balanced, because when I compare these two fragrances, this is less diabetic than this one. So the layering these created the perfect balance, perfect combination, and I think it also boosted the longevity, which I still stand behind my words that, Kilian, when it comes to Kilian, performance is never enough. Fruity Floral Gourmands. Kilian does an amazing job, like this one here, Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme. But there's always inside something inside you saying that, oh, this longevity needs to be better. I think I was able to promote the longevity when I layered these two. And if you spray this around your neck area, and if you spray Love Extreme in your extremities, actually there's also a nice aura that is emanating from you. This kind of like gives more, like, less sugary, more floral vibe, with that, kind of like balanced sweetness with a little tartness. And this, when someone gets closer to you, that, like, the sun burning, sunbathing skin with that sugary note here, that musky little kind of like animalism, it's just perfect. So looking at these bottles right now, I can clearly say that I love, and these two are girls came to stay, and they're in my collection, and I am not regretting it. So, if you're asking, what about Love or Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme? It is a hard question, but at the end of the day, if you show me the older version of Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme, I have to go with this one. To me, this has the best lactonic note on the market. So sexy. She lives an incredible life on my skin, and I'm in love with this. But however, these two are great contenders, and I do recommend putting your nose on Love Extreme Flanker. And if you can find the original Love, why not? Go buy them, layer them, but please test. Before you do, But our opinions change. It's sometimes when we feel something about fragrance that is not as strong, and as time passes, like it happened to me with loves, I came to love them more. All right, so this brings me to the end of my conversation about love, and then that little kind of like heart to heart about love in the first video, in the first part of the video, which I'm gonna separate with a timestamp so you are not obliged to be exposed to. All right, so let me know down in the comment section what you thought about this video. Did you say, oh my god, I came here to talk about love as a fragrance and now I'm contemplating my life and bye bitch, this is not gonna work? Please let me know down in the comment section before you unsubscribe, because that would make me think that I did my job really well today about love. And other than that, I want to know you everything you think about love and our discussion today. Let's keep the discussion going down in the comment section. And as you know, this is a bilingual channel. Each and every video comes in two languages. One of them is in Turkish and the other one is in English, and you have just watched the English version. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I cannot wait to see you at the next one. Take care, everyone.